Hey everybody, this is a review for Mobwives. Okay, my lips are not moving with my lips. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, anyway, this is a review for my late review for Mobwives, the final season, episodes 1 and 2. So let's get started. Here we go. I've got some notes here. It started out, they have a barbecue at Karen's house, and her daughter's really growing up. She's, 15, 16? However, at first I thought what she had on was really cute, but then I think the combination of the shorts with the heels was just a little bit too grown up for my taste. But that's just my opinion, okay? I think her shorts were too short and they were in the crack of her butt, which makes me think she didn't have on any bloomers. So it was just a little bit too grown up for my taste. But anyway, they showed Drita driving around, and she shows her kids the projects where she grew up. And Drita's got her two daughters. She's got the youngest one, Giselle. I forget how old she is. I think she said 7 or something like that. And her oldest daughter is 16. So when Drita's showing them the projects where she grew up, she said that she told her daughter, "This is where I grew up, and this is where I lived until I was older than you." Now again, the daughter's 16. So after she left there, where do you think she moved, guys? Remember, Drita moved in with Karen and Lee, because Karen and Lee were living together. Drita left home and moved in with Karen and Lee. Keep that in mind because we're going to revisit that later. Okay. So Renee has a float in the Mermaid Parade. It's a yearly parade in Coney Island. So she's got a float for her jewelry line, Mob Candy. Now, as I recall, that whole line had shoes and purses and a couple of clothing items, I thought it was. But anyway, yeah, it was. I saw it. But right now, I guess she's just focusing on the jewelry. And I do like a lot of the pieces that are there. Her line is costume jewelry. And they're reasonably priced. And she's got some nice pieces. And I noticed that Renee is wearing her own line when she, on the show. When you see the jewelry that she's wearing, they are from her jewelry line, Mob Candy. Okay, so anyway, let's see here. Karen wants to bring her friend Britney, and her Britney's father turned state's evidence against the mob. And Renee and the other girls really don't seem like they're feeling it, but they didn't really say anything, but Renee did. And Renee said that she's not bringing anyone else's children around whose parents cooperated. So she said she doesn't want any more of those around her. And it offended Karen, and I would have been offended too. Because really, if you look at it, she didn't do anything, and AJ didn't do anything, which is Renee's son, and Karen didn't do anything, which is Sammy the Bull's daughter. But and they're all basically in the same boat. So if you're going to judge one person's child for what their father did, then you have to be prepared for the same thing to happen to your son, Renee. She's got to be prepared for the same thing to happen to her son, AJ, for him to be judged by what his father did. And his father was even worse, if you ask me. I mean, if you want to talk about rats, that's as ratty as they come. Not only did he didn't just simply cut a deal or turn state's evidence, he did it against his own father-in-law. He did it against Renee's father. And he bugged him. Remember, he had that watch and he was recording him. He wore a wire on Renee's father. That was your husband, Renee, your son's father. So if you don't want your son to be judged by what his father did, you ought to think twice about judging this girl, Britney. Now, I don't like Britney, but we'll get to that later. I do like Karen, though. Now, I will say this. From Renee's side, I can see some of it because she's dealt with so much of this in her life. People who are close to you who are not supposed to tell. You know, you've got this code of silence. Omerta. You know, you got this code of silence that you're supposed to have, but everybody told on each other. So I understand how she's feeling these people that she grew up to know as family, you know, told on her father, and her father did all those years in prison. And when he gets out, he's an old ass man. He's got to be in his 80s. And he's only out a couple of months. And they sent him back to prison because, again, someone that she loved and trusted, that she was married to, had a child with, set him up, and now her father's back in prison again. So the people that she's been close to, or people that she's known in that lifestyle, considered to be family, have always betrayed them, you know, and they've been ratting out. So she doesn't want to deal with anybody else like that. She's playing the hand that she's been dealt. She's got Karen, she's got her ex-husband, which she wants nothing to do with, but she's around Karen, but she doesn't want to bring anybody else around like this. So, in a sense, I can understand some of that. I'm just saying, don't judge this girl for what her dad did. Now, Big Ange has to shut down her bar. You know, when you get stuff like this. Big Ange has to shut down her bar because she says someone, here we go again, rat. Okay, we're going to start a drinking game. Every time someone says rat, got to take a shot. Let me go ahead and get ready. So, this one doesn't count though. Ange had to shut down her bar because she said someone ratted on her. Someone went to the liquor board. What the hell is that? Someone went to the liquor board and told them that Ange was a convicted felon. And in the state of New York, a convicted felon cannot, only can they not work, they can't have a liquor license, and they can't work in an establishment that sells liquor. And that's her livelihood. That's what she's done really most of her life. That's what she's done all her life, was work in bars, run bars, own bars. But now she's got to close this one down. So, I wonder who told, or who she thinks told. Excuse me. Now here's my thing. She's already said, and it was a couple of seasons ago, but she did let us know that she's a convicted felon. So she said it on TV. So she pretty much told on herself. But I guess since it's been this far along and maybe the people on the liquor board don't watch Mob Wives, so it just slid past, you know? So I would I guess I would wonder too, if it's been this long since she did make that statement and now all of a sudden, boom, with all of this drama going on between all of these women, that now, out of the clear blue, she's been contacted and said, you can't have this bar because you're a convicted felon. And I'm wondering if she's going to have any trouble with that legally, because that means that she broke the law again. So I'm wondering if she's going to have any repercussions behind that. However, if someone did tell, who do you think it was? Do you think it was someone in that circle? Do you think it was someone, one of the Philly girls? Do you think it was Love? Y'all, I'm not smoking a bunch of cigarettes. This is the same one that just keeps going out. Anyway, let's see. So, speaking of Love, they get to the parade, and this voice calls out from across the crowd, "Hey, Karen!" And it's Love Majeski. Okay, so Love runs up, she hugs Karen and everything. Renee comes over, she sees her, and then she says, "Hey, Carla." Now, I don't know why Renee will call Carla. She knows that's the last person that she wants to see, but I don't know. Anyway, Love actually apologizes to Karen. And if you don't know who Love is, let me tell you who she is. Love, and I've seen Love before on Discovery ID channel. There's been a couple of shows that she's been on where her story's been on. One where she was with the guy Ray, God, what's his name? Ray somebody. I forget. But he's the one that they really based that movie off of, called Gone in 60 Seconds. The big car thief, drug dealing car thief. Well, that was him. And that's who she was with. And she was doing some things too. And he got sent to prison. She was in trouble too. What she did was flee. Love was on the run. And she actually left the country. She left the country and she was gone for years. And when she thought things had died down, she come back to the States. She met a man. They were living together. He had a child or a couple of kids or whatever. And she was engaged to marry him. They were living together, had a beautiful home and all of this. And one day, see, that out the blue, that clear blue stuff, knock, knock, knock at the door. It was the feds. They found her. So, she had to tell this man the truth, the man she was living with. Well, he wasn't having it and told her she had to go. Love has a colorful past, and that's putting it mildly. She has stabbed and shot at and fought and bit and kicked and clawed and everything with people. And the men that she's been with too. Everything. So, and Love is Love has two wires touching. Okay? So anyway, a couple of seasons ago, she was on Mobwives, and she attacked Carla. grabbed her by the head. She was slugging her. She was beating her up. Carla was trying to do what she could. I mean, she pushed at her a little bit, but her head was there. Love attacked her. So anyway, Love. This is the next time that Carla sees Love is today when Love comes up, at the parade. So she's leery of him. So let's see, what did I write here? Anyway, it turns out that now, and when Love jumped on her, this was at Drita's birthday party. Well, turns out, Love apologized to Carla and said that the reason why she did it is because someone was in her ear, and that someone was Drita. She said Drita kept telling her things about her, and things that Carla had supposedly said or done against Love. And then she told her, well, if you're gonna get her, just let me know. I'll make sure she's there, and then I'll leave. And then they flash back to when Carla went up to Love, and you saw Drita exit. Now, who leaves their own party? Club full of people. Who leaves their own party? Anyway, so that does look a little fishy there. So anyway, that's what she told her. So, let's see. Oh, I got a question too. Is Lee in jail? Is he back in jail? I'm wondering because we never see him and they're always talking on the phone. I don't understand that. Is he back in jail? Maybe that's one of the reasons he doesn't want her to write this book. Well, there's a lot of reasons, but maybe that's one of them. But anyway, they showed Britney talking to her mother. I've seen her mother's story too. She's been on the Discovery Channel, about the husband that she was married to, Fogarty. Now, actually, her mom had some dirty dealings too. Her mom had her hand in the swamp pot, but she convinced her husband to go ahead and turn himself in, rat everybody out, and take the rap for her too, so that she could raise the kids while he was in prison. And he did. And so, everybody was talking trash, well, not everybody, I take that back. Renee was talking trash to Britney, saying that she should have, that her mother should have taken that time in prison, even if they did have to go to foster care, which is bullshit. No way in the hell you let your kids go to foster care, taking time. And so Britney's mother said, look, you moving back to Staten Island is a bad idea. We had to leave there. They were in the witness protection program, and when the father rolled on them, there was a death threat out on the mother. And so again, they were in a witness protection program. They were relocated to Pennsylvania. And so now Britney wants to go back to Staten Island, and her mom's telling her it's a bad idea. You got to just open the door to people who still have it in for your dad. We don't need that kind of heat. We don't need that heat. We don't need that drama. You don't need to go back to Staten Island. Stay away. And Britney, I agree with your mother, especially with your mouth, because you got a lot of mouth, a lot of attitude. But anyway, Britney did have to stand up for herself. Renee kept saying that her mom was wrong, and her mother said, shit, I don't care what they say. Neither one of those women would have taken 10 years for a man, and if they would have, they're stupid. I wasn't going to do it. I'm not taking 10 years in prison over a man. And she didn't, and I am with her on that. So I am not mad. She needs to listen to her mother. And her mother's a tough cookie, way much tougher than what they're showing her on this show. because I believe had those cameras not been rolling, she would have clocked Britney one. She would have, because she's that type of woman. But and I'm surprised the way that Britney was talking to her, all of that cursing, the F bomb, the F bomb, the F bomb. I wish the hell one of my children would say that. I don't care how damn mad you get and how grown you are. You better watch your lips. I'll tell you that. Say it to me. I don't care if you're not saying to me. You're not addressing it towards me, but you're just using it in general. To me, it's just as bad as disrespectful. And you be picking up your damn chiclets. Okay? But anyway, so that is the end of episode 1, Mob Wives, the final season. And I will see you guys in just a little bit for episode 2. Bye.